good.
This little chair, bro. This chair is crazy.
I like the Rocky look with the towels.
Yeah. This is my signature.
You guys look like prize fighters ready to go. We're joined now by Wendell Moore Jr., Mark Williams, and Paolo Banchero of Duke. If you have a question for Duke student athletes, please raise your hand. We'll send a microphone attendant in your direction. Let's start in the front on the left. Second question is going to be to you, sir, because I know we missed you. Go ahead.
Royal Howell, Carolina Blitz. This is for all three of you on stage. During Duke's first media day earlier in last year, you all said there was no pressure getting to the Final Four, but the goal was to get to the Final Four. What was the defining moment during the season that you all looked at each other and said, hey, we got a chance to win a national championship?
When we do all three of you questions, we're going to start with Wendell, then Mark, then Paolo. Wendell, you first.
I think for me, it was kind of early on. I kind of realized we had a chance to do something special. Like just the way, even really before we started playing games, like just how the way like the summer workouts were going, the way guys were bonding early, just how close we were getting as a team. I mean, it's not that often. You really get close that quickly. And for us, we all just became immediate family. From there, I was like, we really have a chance to do something special.
Mark, your thoughts?
Yeah, I totally second that. Really early on, I felt like, we really got close as a team, on and off the court, just all of us being together all the time, being able to hang out, do all those sort of things. And then, of course, on the basketball court, just getting that chemistry throughout the year. But it was honestly something I thought was totally achievable. And obviously we're here right now, so.
Paolo.
Yeah, basically the same things they were saying, just how we was feeling from the jump. We knew we had a special group, and getting here was always the goal. I didn't really see us, ending anywhere else than here. So that was really just the goal from the jump, and yeah.
Staying on the left side in the fifth row.
Hey guys, Joe Mazer, ABC 11. This is a question for each of you. I would imagine you've talked about the whole revenge thing. How are you dealing with it? Are you embracing it? Are you using it as fuel, or are you trying to shed it and just treat this as its own game?
We're going to go with Wendell, Mark, and then Paolo again.
I think it's just another game for us. We're not looking at the revenge what happened last time. We're not looking at anything else. For us, it's a championship level game. It's just how we're going into it. No matter who it was, they're in the way of us getting to Monday. That's how we're looking at it.
Mark.
Yeah, 100%. I think regardless of who we played on Saturday, where you'd have the same mindset, obviously it's a national semifinal game. You don't want to go out there and play your best basketball, play hard, do whatever it takes to win, no matter if that's North Carolina or whoever it may be.
Paolo.
Yeah, just, really trying to get away from that and not think about that. We're trying to play on Monday and win the championship, so, we're going to do whatever it takes to do that, whether, it doesn't matter who we play.
We're going to go to the right side just off the aisle. Jeff.
Jeff Goodman. Paolo, I know you say that, and I just remember sitting across from you after the game against Carolina and looking kind of at your eyes, and I'm sure it was tough. How much when the brackets came out or anything like that, did you look at it and say, hey, I'd love another shot at Carolina after they just embarrassed us?
We was more paid attention to the West, and who we had to play coming up. I don't think we was looking too far, seeing potential Final Four matchups and stuff. I know I wasn't doing that. I don't think we were as a team either. So, this is how it shook out. It's a great storyline. It's going to be a great game. We're excited, so we'll be ready.
Fourth row on the right side, Dana.
Dana O'Neill at The Athletic. Wendell, going way back, when Coach Krzyzewski decided to not go out and recruit and really kind of dig in with you guys this summer, how did that sort of change things? Like, what was the dynamic, if it shifted, or was it all different this year?
I really think that it just gave Coach a chance to have a relationship with everybody, just individually, getting to know the guys. He's real big on that. Just having a real personal relationship with each player. So it's like he knows what all of us we can do on the court. So he likes to know it's his people as well. I think that really that aspect is what was enhanced most about the summer. Really allowed all of us to get closer. We did a bunch of team activities together. So overall, I think it was for the better.
All the way in the back on the left.
For Wendell as well. Other guys can comment as well. But, obviously we all followed your season. We all saw, the ups and downs. And then, it felt like from a distance that a flip switch once you guys got to the tournament. Did something change? Is there something different? Is it the finality? What is it that has allowed you guys? It seems like every game you gain more confidence, and obviously it feels like you're playing your best basketball right now.
Wendell.
Oh, yeah, it definitely does feel that way. Definitely towards the end of the season, we came off the heartbreaking loss to Carolina. We played a couple of okay games in the AC tournament, another tough loss in championship. And then from there, we kind of treated it as a new season. Coming in, we had to get refreshed. We really just kind of started from the bottom. We had 3-4 days hard practice that we haven't had in a while. It's a chance for us to go 5-on-5 against our guys in practice. That's a good bump, for real. So we get a chance to do that. We just got better that week. Now we're here. We had 4 tough games leading up to this one that prepared us for this moment. In each game, I do feel like we got better. We got more confident. In each game, somebody new stepped up. So we keep having things like that. I think we're going to be fine going forward.
In the center of the room.
Casey Hens from WREL in Raleigh. This can be for each of the three of you, if you could maybe give your take on this. Coach K mentioned after the win on Saturday that after that UNC loss and the ACC tournament, he changed his approach, whether it was from the way he spoke to you guys in halftime and the way, obviously, he listened to you guys during that Texas Tech game. I'm wondering how you guys have seen that and maybe how that's changed you guys down here in the last 4 games.
Wendell, you want to take that one first?
Yeah. He's kind of just been talking to us a lot more, asking what we're comfortable with on the court and things like that. He comes in with his own game plan, but then he gives us a chance to kind of fit it to, I guess, how we want to play, things like that, like our defensive coverage, what kind of plays we want to run, and things like that. So I really wish when things come down to the moment. Coach really has just been listening to us lately. He feels like if it's a go, we go with it.
Mark, do you think Coach changed his approach?
I think, game by game, it's just he sort of gives us a little bit more of a chance to, explain what we're seeing on the court. Sometimes when you're playing, you have a different feel for it. So you just, give your thoughts on certain things at certain times in the game. Like Texas Tech, obviously we went zone. Last 5 minutes, we were we want to go back man, stuff like that. But I think it's just tournament time, just trying to do whatever it takes to win. And obviously, you're gonna be open ears. So I think that's pretty much it.
Paolo, we're gonna skip that one for you in the interest of time. Let's go to the second row.
Hey, Mark. Brendan Marks from The Athletic. Coach has talked a few times this season about how much your lateral movement has improved, and he said, I think that they would have you chase Spencer around the perimeter even at times. Why has that been so helpful for you? How have you felt that, I guess, improve your defense maybe the most? And growing up, who were sort of the guys that you maybe watched growing up and tried to model your game after?
As far as this season, I think just working on lateral movement will just help me. Overall, defending. Sometimes, late in the shot clock, getting out to switch. Some games we're switching from the beginning. So just, staying in front of whoever you're guarding. Then as far as people I watch in terms of defending, probably some Olajuwon, probably, the Rudy Goberts of the world. Bam plays, he plays good defense too. So there's a lot of guys I watch.
Second row.
Hi, Steve Weissman from the Raleigh News and Observer. Paulo, I do want to take you back to the last game with Carolina. After the game, Coach K's out there giving his speech, and he says unacceptable performance, or the result was anyway. What were you guys thinking? What were you thinking in that moment? And what were your emotions as you absorbed that and knew you had more games to play?
I would just say we was upset for the most part and disappointed with the way we had played in that game. Just looking back on the film of that game, we as a team just feel like, we didn't show up how we should have, and we're a much different team than we were back then. and we got rid of some of those bad habits that you saw in that game. So, just thinking back to that game, obviously everybody was disappointed. Coach obviously was too. But I feel like we're a different team, and we got a much better groove about us right now.
I think we have time for one last one. Let's go to Eddie.
Hi, it's Eddie Pels from AP. To any of you guys, Coach had mentioned that after the Carolina game, he actually had to kind of sit down and look at himself in the mirror and kind of change what his message was to you. What did change there from then to now?
Eddie, that's for who?
Anyone?
Paulo, you want that one?
Really, I would just say our overall just kind of, I feel like during that point in the season, we was kind of playing within ourselves. We wasn't talking as much, communicating. We wasn't, playing for each other as much. And I think he just basically told us we needed to get back to that. That's kind of what changed, He kind of told us that we all had to get on one bus. If we wanted to all get on one bus, then we win, But if we didn't, then we'd be going home early. So it was really up to us. And once we made that decision to fully commit, then everything kind of came easier. We started communicating more. We started, playing defense, just being better overall as a team.
We want to thank Wendell, Mark, and Paulo for joining us here in the main interview room. They're going to participate in breakout sessions tomorrow, and then they take the stage on Saturday night. Thank you very much, fellas, and congratulations once again. Their teammates Trevor Keels, Jeremy Roach, and A.J. Griffin are going to join us in just a moment. Let's make sure we get this nice man a microphone at some point to ask a question. Kind of tough, and you're landlocked right here in the middle. If I could build you an aisle, I would. No, Zach, no. How's it going, guys? Something I said? We're joined now by Trevor Keels, Jeremy Roach, and A.J. Griffin. We'll take questions for Duke student athletes. Do we have a microphone in the center of the room? Yeah, let's go there.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. David Thompson, USA Today Network. This question's for Jeremy. You saw all these freshmen come in, and I wanted to ask you particularly about Paulo, but how did you see him from the beginning to where he is now, just sort of his maturity and the way he's dealt with the pressure of this season and all the situations that you guys have found yourself in?
I mean, coming in early, what was it, June? I knew Paulo was one of the he's one of the most special kids I've seen, and just to see him grow throughout the season with everything coming at him, obviously he's a top pick in the NBA draft, so all that coming at him, he just handled it well. Very calm, very humble. It's not a guy who would just be very arrogant about himself because he's one of those top picks. Like he's humbled, he works hard. So just seeing the maturity in him at such a young age is big. Just with all the lights around him, so I think it's a big thing for him.
Billy.
Billy Witz with the New York Times. Trevor, name, image, and likeness is a new thing for a lot of people coming into college athletes. How has it changed your life? That might be kind of profound, but
I feel like definitely been grateful. I'm definitely grateful I had some opportunities to work and express my personality, especially with the Kilmo stuff. And then I think it's great for the whole team. I think we don't get too caught up in the NIL. Like when it's time to lock in and play basketball and be together, like we lock in. And when it's time to do the NIL, when we got free time, we do that. But I think we really focus on being with each other and winning the championship.
Billy's got a follow-up for that same microphone, please.
so much of this was about equity and just there's so much money in the game. Has that, I mean, I guess just, having a little bit, whether it impacts you specifically or just the idea that, you're getting a little piece?
Yeah, definitely. I think any person that get any bit of money is definitely happy. So I'm for sure happy and getting a little money in my pocket. But I'm definitely grateful for doing the things on the basketball court that can help me out with that. So
up front, Adam.
For Trevor and Jeremy, Adam Zagoria, New York Times. Guys, I know you have 4 guys from your high school team here in the Final Four with Slate and Anthony. I talked to Slate a little the other day. Can you just kind of talk about what it means to have all 4 of you here, and what are your recollections of that team, and I guess kind of the leadership role that Slate played on that team?
We were on that same team my sophomore year, so his freshman year. I just knew that that group was going to be special. Just the way we bonded together, the way we were able to be coached. We came from the same AAU program, so I just knew we were going to be special. And what is that? 4 years later? 4 years later, to all end up here in the Final Four. You can't be more happy than that. And this shows you how good PVI is in the DMV area.
I remember my 8th grade year when Ant, Slater, and Jaron was all on the team, and they was recruiting me to come to PVI. I knew like them 3 were special. Like the chemistry they had, they hung out outside of high school, so it was a no-brainer. I went there, and then we just had a special connection. We always talked about that we're all winners. After that state championship, we was like, we know we was gonna win at the next level too. And now we're here, and we still keep in touch on a daily basis. So it's definitely fun, and I'm definitely proud of them.
Kind of win a title here, but will you try to get a photo or anything together with the 4 of you guys or anything, or you don't have time for that?
Probably not. We probably not really gonna see them out for real. But if we get a chance, for sure, I'll probably grab a quick photo.
Second row on the corner here.
O'Neal with Devils Illustrated. AJ, you went from 27 points against Carolina in the first game to 5 in the second game. Did they do anything different, or was it more about you not getting to where you wanted to get to and getting the opportunities that you got in the first game?
I would say, they probably, adjusted a little bit more with, not denying the balls to me. And, that's still on my part. And, just knowing, you gotta adjust, and so the next game you just gotta watch the film, see what you could do better, and pretty much it. Yeah.
Front row, right side.
Scott Gleason with USA Today. This is for all 3. I was hoping you guys could share what Coach K's message has been to the team in terms of blocking out the noise, not just playing North Carolina, but all season long, with it being his last year.
Jeremy first, then Trevor, then AJ.
This is a championship game. We're not looking at it as a rivalry or whatever everybody else is saying. It's a championship game. It's another opponent in our way. UNC's a hell of a team. We know they're gonna play their ass off for all 40 minutes. So, I mean, it's just a championship game. That's always harping on. It's a championship game.
Trevor.
You can't really get too caught up in that it's a rivalry. If you look at it like that, you're in trouble. So I think you look at it as a championship game. You want to win Saturday, and then you want to win Monday and be the last team standing. So I think I think that was his message towards us, and we accepted that message. And the team, like we've been talking about, a championship game. Don't matter who they put it in front of us, we gotta, they're in our way on winning the championship.
AJ.
Yeah, pretty much what Jeremy and Trev said. This is really just a championship game, and we know we're gonna play someone. And it doesn't matter who it is. We know our goal, where we want to be. So just one game at a time. Just want to go out there, play hard, and get the win despite who we're playing against. So.
Second row on the right.
Steve Weissman, Raleigh News and Observer. AJ, I want to ask you about your high school teammate, RJ. What's your relationship like with him, and what's it like this week, playing against him in this big game?
I mean, just playing against RJ in this big game, you know, just from playing in high school, you know, for 3 years, or 3, no, actually 4, for 4, it would have been 4, but, you know, just playing with him, you know, and getting here today, you know, it's just really, it's really pretty cool to see, you know, not as much people from like Stepinac, you know, make it to the Final Four and say you played against each other. So it's definitely something that both of us will remember. You know, we always, you know, after the games, you know, tell each other like, you know, great job and stuff like that. Just, you know, just seeing how far we came from, you know, Stepinac. So.
We reached our time limit this afternoon. We want to thank Jeremy, Trevor, and AJ for joining us. They're going to participate in breakout sessions tomorrow, and we'll have head coach Mike Krzyzewski here, 3:05 to 3:25. That's the next activity here in the main interview room. Thank you, fellas, and congrats again. Thank you. Not too bad, right?